Welcome to this new tutorial. Here we will discuss another important interview question. So, how do you implement JWT for authentication and authorization in Spring Boot? So, implementing JWT, occasionally called as JOT token also, for authentication and authorization in a Spring Boot involves several steps, like including configuring security, generating and validating token, and securing application. Here is a step-by-step guide with code snippets. So first of all, we will include few dependencies in form.xml like Spring Boot Starter Security, Spring Boot Starter Web, JJWT API, JJWT IMPL, and JJWT Jackson. Second, we will create an utility class. So in the utility class, we will define few methods like generating token and extracting username from the given token and validating token. Third step is custom filter for JWT validation. Here we will extend our JWT filter from once per request filter. Here there are two we are injecting two dependencies here, one for the JWT util and second for the user details service. So user details service is responsible to load the user from the username. So we are overriding the do internal method here. First we will get authorization header, and then we will extract token from the authorization token by removing the bearer string. Then we will validate the token, and lastly we will uh, build the authentication token object. Then we will configure the security. Here we are for simplicity we are disabling the CSRF. Then we are defining few routes which need to be authenticated or permit all. So as we can see, any route starting with auth is not secured, and rest other requests are authenticated here. And there is another important thing. We are configuring the session management as creation policy stateless, because uh, we will use our JOT token for session management, and we are configuring the our created JWT filter before the username password authentication filter, because now we are authenticating our application using JWT only. Password encoder, we have set the bcrypt password encoder. And authentication manager, here we are configuring our own bean. Then we will create one REST controller for auth. Here at time of login, we are creating we are we are creating token and put putting it in our JWT token. Now we can test the login and access secure endpoint by using curl or postman or some JavaScript code. So in this way we have explained we have explained to implement the JWT for authentication and authorization in Spring Boot. Thanks. We will meet, and this in this way we have came to the end of the tutorial. Thank you.